Hello everyone, this is Dane. Welcome to my short review of episode number 16's review of Pokemon Horizons. This episode is titled As Long As I'm With Quaxly. So I'm going to just make this short because you guys are obviously already ahead of me as of watching episode number 17. So shortly after this review is up, episode 17's review should be up. So let's just talk about episode 16 real quick because I missed that. I apologize. So this episode of Pokemon Horizons is Liko trying to get the pendant back. You know, everybody's trying to help out, trying to get this pendant back. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in this episode. There's a few points that I want to single out here and talk about. The beginning of the episode, we actually get to see Dot capturing Quaxly for the very first time, which was nice to see, although I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. But it is good that we got to see an on-screen capture for Dot. So that was nice there. One thing that I don't really understand still, and it's just kind of a weird moment, and I guess we just have to go with it, is when they're trying to figure out with Spinel, trying to figure out why he's staying in Paldea here, and he's just not going anywhere. And then they see something on the screen about a ship and the cruise and all that stuff, so they come to the idea that, oh, he's waiting on a ship. So there you go. I guess that's a good enough explanation. But the kids go ahead and they reach the ship. Well, Dot's the first one to go on the ship. Freed ends up tracking down a false member. It ends up being a little bit of a trap, or it seems like just trying to get him out of the way so they can, you know, waste time essentially. So he comes across this guy. It turns out that it's actually not the correct ship that he's on. And Pikachu ends up fighting against Bisharp a little bit. And that was a pretty interesting fight. It was really short. Again, didn't see too much there. But the main battle of the episode is actually on the ship with Dot. And of course, this is her first battle. She's a very tactical person. You can see this. The very first thing she does is shoot a water gun up the air with Quaxly, trying to get everyone's attention to say, hey, I'm here. I really like that about Dot. Very tactical, very nice stuff. So Roy and Liko actually reach the ship and they help out Dot, and there's some really good animation in this specific part of the episode. Now, from what I understand, Ufotable, the people behind Demon Slayer, and a bunch of, you know, really great animation for anime helped out in this episode. You can definitely see it in this part of the episode with the battle and the point where they're all three standing there with their starters. Just a really badass shot there. And then you can see the battle going on here, and the battle and the animation was just on point, absolutely gorgeous. Best part of the probably the best part of the series, honestly, so far. Those three just working together trying to take out these Pokemon was just really awesome to see. And when they think they have it, unfortunately, Spinel actually brings out his Umbreon, and that's a little bit too much for him. Now, there is another point of the episode that I'm not a huge fan of, and it seems it's going to be a recurring theme, and hopefully they start to stray away from this, but I don't see that happening. It's with the pendant. Now, the pendant seems to be a get out of jail free card basically for Liko, where anytime she's in trouble, the pendant just activates and saves her. You know, there's going to be a point where that just doesn't work for her anymore, I hope, because I feel like they're just relying on it too much. And the point where they actually find out where the pendant is because it's in a van behind, you know, on the other side of the building. So they go over there. Spriggs ends up getting the pendant back for Liko, and then it ends up saving her at one point. And because of the Pokeball and the Arblovia, all the shenanigans that happens there, it's a lot. But it's also just, it seems like it's just the same plot again, where Liko's getting saved by this pendant. And I really hope they don't rely on that too much going forward. Hopefully this Turtugua, or whatever the heck its pre-evolution is called, is going to come out and be a regular part of her team, instead of just like showing up whenever she needs help, essentially. So hopefully they work on that. But other than that, the episode was pretty great. There was a few little bits here and there. I really like the battle that happens in this episode, and I like that they actually separated Freed for a little bit, so that way the kids can actually try to do some battling on their own. And then at the end of the episode, we actually get to see more of the villains showing up. We can see 3 or 4 new villains. I like their designs a lot, so looking forward to seeing when they're going to pop up again in the future. Hopefully it's not too much longer. But there is another little issue. It's not really with the episode. I guess it is with the episode, but it's more about the series in general. They're introducing a lot of characters, and I mean a lot of villains, especially. A lot of villains all at once. Like, once one villain is kind of like, all right, I'm going to take a break. Here's 4 more, you know? It's like, what the heck? You don't need to do that. You need to give us some time with these villains. Like with Spinel, or whatever the heck his name is, like, we got a pretty decent amount of time with him. But Amethio, I miss him. Looks like he's coming back maybe in the future, as we can see in future episodes. So that's nice. And I kind of like that there are multiple villains, but maybe this is too many. I don't know. They introduced like 4 more here. So there's like 6 people now, plus the main guy. It's like, I don't know. Hopefully this is all the villains we're going to get for the whole series, and this is enough. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Overall, I had a really good time with this episode. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please be sure to leave a like. It's greatly appreciated. And subscribe for all things Pokemon. Okay, guys, we'll talk later.